Guys, welcome to today's podcast. How are you both feeling?
Does somebody have a gun to your head?
Yeah, it's just out of frame. It's not so much a gun as a crossbow.
I've never seen you this.
A crossbow. Welcome to SmartLess.
Have you ever shot a crossbow?
Oh, no.
Did I blow it? Welcome to SmartLess.
SmartLess.
Surprise guest, give us a little snap or clap, please.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. They're on fire.
We are rolling.
The firecracker.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys? How are you?
Can I just dive right in?
Yeah, do you mind?
Oh, you have some prepared material? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know how to prepare me. Guys, I was in the fucking ER again last night. Here's what. I had a kidney stone. I thought I was having appendicitis or something. So I had a kidney stone. And so I haven't been to bed yet.
Wait, why did you not cancel this record?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm actually in a good mood.
Buddy, it would have been such a quick text from me.
Yeah.
I hear that's the most painful thing in the world.
You can't even know. I haven't had one in years and years.
So you had one out or you had one put in?
I had one. So the pain was excruciating. I'm like, oh, Scotty, I got out of the ER. It was awful.
Can you tell me where it hurts? Is it in the tinky or is it in the kidney?
No, it's in your side. Yeah, I'm going to say it's in your kidney.
Hey.
And then I'm still a little bit on morphine. I still have a...
Oh, this will be fun.
That's kind of fun. That is kind of fun.
It is.
Wait a second.
Which I've never had.
So, Shawnee, you're in the hospital last week or whenever it was for a couple times in a night.
Like a month ago, yeah.
Right, twice in that one night. And then...
Yeah. And then this.
And then you're back, and then you get the full scope thing that you went and had done, and then you have this. And my question to you is this.
Yes, yeah.
Are you paying so much attention to your well-being and your condition that your body, you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
No. That was a half a sentence.
Yeah.
That because you're so, I'm not saying that the experience isn't real.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a fucking kidney
Obviously,
stone.
it's real, but there is a lot of attention paid to your health and to your condition at all
You're
times.
saying, is he potentially creating some of this stuff by having such a close look at it? Psychosomatic?
I should have prefaced it by saying I'm not a doctor, and I think that you guys
you're
know
on
that.
morphine too, so
I am, and also not from a doctor.
No, but it's like a cycle. I know what you mean, but it's a cycle because if something happens to me, then I fear that I don't want that thing to happen again.
I'm not saying it's psychosomatic, but I am suggesting that maybe you spend so much time and energy thinking about your health and your own condition.
I know.
That if you were to think about other things or other people, and you do think about other people, you're a very thoughtful person. But I wonder, do you know what I mean? I don't. Again, I don't know. People are going to.
He's being careless with the food that he eats. So that's sort of like keeping his eye off the ball and being sort of lax.
True. That is true. That is true.
It's surprising for somebody who's so concerned with their health because you are quite on top of it.
You should start smoking and
Well, yeah, like me.
You know what though? I was lying there. I just had bedhead, and I have these scabs on my ankles, and I had this IV in my arm, and I looked at Scotty. I looked at Scotty and I go, I looked at Scotty and I go, all this could be yours.
Can I ask you about where the scabs from the ankles
can I ask
from?
too?
Yeah. They just...
Well, not to see them, just where they came from.
I don't know. They just I don't know. Just dry skin or whatever.
Wait, so now you've just got old man scabs?
Yeah, he's got old man scabs.
I know.
Sean, I imagine walking into the gym at Sean's gym, walking into the men's locker room, and he's got a hairdryer to his nutsack. He's one of those guys, and you're like, "Fuck, man,
Morning,
dude. How you doing?" You're like, "Fucking dude,
these fuckers won't dry,
dude. What are you?"
That's funny.
Hey,
By the way, Jay, I switched the Nutcracker to the 21st. If you want to go.
Oh, you did? Okay, great.
And Willie, please come if you want.
I'm gonna be back in New York.
Okay. And Jay, we're going anyway, so if you can go, great. If not, we'll do something else.
Jay, and are you going to be just you, or are you going to bring your Nutcracker with you?
No, she'll be there. It's just a great. It's a great blow to the coffee chat, and here comes our guest.
Nice.
Wait a second. I just want to say one more thing. I was just thinking about this, and I obviously I smoke from time to time, and people are don't smoke. I feel like I'm a world-class smoker.
Yeah, you're great at it. You are.
I really do, and I feel
you never smell like cigarettes. You don't smoke a pack a day.
Thank you very much. And obviously, they're going to play this clip at my, like TMZ will play this clip when I pass away. But it should be noted, it's fine. It's so great, isn't it?
It's a hard thing to beat. Although, when I quit, they didn't have the vapes and the gums and the stickers and shit. So there are things to replace it now.
Yeah.
There are things to replace it.
You know what? You got a lot of shit, and you'll get to it when you want to get to it. No one's pushing you.
I know.
There are things to replace it, but there's nothing to replace our guest.
Oh, great!
You don't even know who our fucking guest is, but you're actually right, though.
Let Morphine Molly go.
By the way, did you know I was about to say that? You could tell.
No.
But one of my sort of cheap segues. By the way, I did move today from where I'm doing the podcast because I wanted to be a little bit cheerier.
Oh, okay, good.
You used to be in the Whisper booth. Now you're in your office.
I was now in my office just because I wanted.
Jack Shack.
I just wanted to be in the. Yeah, I wasn't in the Jack Shack. I forgot about my Jack.
Remember the Jack Shack?
The goo room.
I think it's the Jack Shack is. I haven't used. It's covered in cobwebs. I think they're cobwebs. Okay. But you are right. You are right that our guest today cannot be replaced, and certainly won't be forgotten. I don't know why we'd even begin to forget, because this person is so alive and vibrant right now and has been for a long time. And
snaps and clicks were
you'll
great.
like this. They were really good. Those are the kind of snaps and clicks of somebody who has confidence, the confidence of longevity in doing what they do. And I tell you, somebody who loves longevity is old JB.
Yeah.
And you're going to love this guy because you have certain things in common in that both of you have been performing since you were really, really young on a professional level. And I love guests like this, and particularly love this guest whom I do not know because they are so fucking talented and funny and cool and smart. It's not Kurt Russell, but this person has been nominated for
Shirley MacLaine
and won Emmys, Golden Globes, everything. You can't even imagine the number of films.
Sally Struthers.
You know him from Igby Goes Down. You know him from Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Michael Cera.
No, it's not Michael Cera. It's
Edgar Wright.
No, you also know him from Soderbergh's No Sudden Move, but you're really going to know him really, 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 really well from his new film, A Real Pain, but also mostly
Jesse Eisenberg.
Succession.
Kieran Culkin.
It's Kieran Culkin.
God damn it, finally got it.
Bateman, you ruined the intro when it's just constant guessing.
Sally Struthers was close, though.
Sally Struthers was not a bad guess. That was not. Shirley MacLaine was pretty close, too. Yeah.
I thought,
Oh, Kieran, I'm so happy to see you there.
It's crazy. This is really exciting for me. This is one of my favorite shows.
This has been a long time coming. We had a few times where we were going to have Kieran on, and then we couldn't for various reasons that we won't get into. But
this
anyway,
is Kieran, yes.
So he's
And look, I canceled for bullshit a month ago. And Sean, you didn't even cancel. You were in the emergency room?
Yeah. What, Jay, what were you going to say?
Well, I just wanted to frame up the 90-second delay on Sean there going, oh, yes, it's Kieran. Just then.
No.
Fucking morphine is
because
strong,
of the morphine,
right?
No, because I remember he was supposed to be on. I didn't know who it was, but you must have been that guest that week had an issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, mine was not kidney stones. Yeah.
No,
have you ever had one?
But it was beyond his control. Have you ever had a kidney stone? Have you ever seen one?
No, to me that's my biggest nightmare. But I thought like you said, I thought the pain came from the pee-pee, not the.
No, it starts in your back in the kidney. That's why it's a kidney stone, and then it works way through to the bladder. And now it's out, so it's sitting in my bladder. So I have another painful thing coming when I pee it out.
No.
Because you're going to pee it out.
Yeah, because when you pee it out, that's when it hurts. But it only hurts for 2 seconds because
they break it down, right? Don't they right?
If it's big, this one wasn't big.
I think they also have a small tool that can spread your aperture there at the end of your tinky. And
Stop
I think
it.
that's what's coming for you.
That's the worst thing I ever heard.
Yeah,
the meatus, the dime slot.
It's a clamp.
When does that come out?
A reverse clamp.
It's a dime slot.
When does that come out? When is that? Do you just wait until you
that comes out January 15th, right? Is President's Day weekend? Is that what it is?
buy a new mattress, pee out a kidney stone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge opening weekend.
Wait, Shawnee, is that truly the next stage? Is the breakdown and then the pee out?
Your body breaks it down. I mean, no, your body doesn't break down. It just passes through. What is that? The tube that goes from your kidney to your
urethra.
bladder.
Penis.
No, that's your penis hole.
Pee tube.
Oh, God.
Something like that. Anyway, and then it hangs out in the bladder. Anyway, Kieran, how are you?
Bunch of doctors. This is great. We're doing so well.
Welcome to our show.
I love this. This is exactly what I thought I'd be talking about, a bunch of bullshit. I got my wife, or rather Santa Claus got my wife a hoodie last year that said, "Explain it to me like I'm Tracy."
No, come on.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Wow.
You guys should sue because I didn't buy it through you. That's merch money that you guys
Is that an Etsy? Is that an Etsy
It was
thing?
like something. I think it was, or like Redbubble or one of those fucking things. You know.
Wait,
hang on a second,
explain it
Kieran. I don't want to
me like
interrupt
I'm
you.
Tracy, I want one of those.
Yeah, I do too.
Hang on, I do want to say one thing.
I can also
can't
talk at the same time. But.
No, you can't. I can't believe that JB knows about Etsy. That's the thing that I'm most shocked about.
How do you know about Etsy?
Dude, where do you think I get my throw pillows?
I don't know.
Kieran, my sister is a big fan of yours, by the way. As am I.
Wait, Tracy's. No,
That's
you
Tracy.
You haven't seen anything of mine, right? Haven't you guys not watched
What are you talking
Succession
about,
or something?
Succession?
No?
I'm going to make a
Oh, you've seen
sweatshirt
it?
that says,
Of
find
course
somebody
we
who
did.
loves you the way that Tracy loves Kieran. Why don't we just say that?
Get that one.
Yeah.
Karen, I do want to get this out of the way. I am very embarrassed to say I am the only person on the planet that is yet to start, only because I'm very serious about my ingestion of quality
Succession?
product. Yeah, I'm waiting till I can sit down and just suck it up like the addict that I am. And
It's one of the biggest shows ever.
everybody I know loves it. I've never heard a bad thing about it.
And I'm embarrassed to say I started it and then I was like, okay, I got to restart it, and I haven't. But I did see most of season 1. You are so fucking funny, dude, and so facile and so quick. You can tell that it's really well written and there's a great cast, but you have a facility to you that is really unique and really like impressive. Do you know what I mean?
Really,
Thank you.
It seems very. I have seen enough clips of not only that, but everything else you've ever done. I've seen those things. You do seem very comfortable with what you do.
You are.
And that's like it's fun to watch.
That's lately.
Well, then you were a greater actor than I thought you were, because you always look like you're having fun. You're not working too hard in the best sense of the phrase. As a viewer, you're relaxed watching you do your thing, because it looks like you're having fun and you're not stressing about your performance and are you hitting your beats and
Oh God, I don't hit beats, or marks or any of that stuff.
Yeah, you're rad. You're rad. Again, I can't wait to see Real Pain.
About like 10 years ago, my wife sort of made fun of me. I was doing a play and I was like, I need to go to work, and she would work. What you do is literally called play.
Right. No,
like,
my wife's the same thing. Doesn't give it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
was like, she's kind of right. Maybe I'll go out there and just have fun with it and just stick around. This is not extra serious. This is just us, I don't know. I'd like to go out there and play.
Yeah.
And do you think that level of comfort and ease is because you started so young and it was not really ever framed initially to you as like an occupation, a job, a way in which to make a living?
Or was it though?
Maybe.
Or was it framed as a way of paying the rent?
There's a lot of stuff that I think because I started doing it at 6, that's helped me now. Is like I learn lines incredibly fast. I know I've listened to the show a lot, Jason. I know you're the same way.
That's like Jay.
I often on a Real Pain. Do you guys know Jesse Eisenberg?
Oh, not yet.
No.
Oh no, you
to.
should meet him. He's
Seems awesome.
Anxiety personified, and nothing caused him more panic than me walking to set and going, "What are we shooting today?" And he's like, "What?" No, I wrote, there's like a whole page-long speech. What's wrong with you? I was like, I learned the lines fast. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I don't like to rehearse, and I just sort of like look it over really quickly and go, oh, those are the words. I'll just, I'll probably
rely
fuck up
on
the first
instinct.
take. Yeah, just go.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, JB's really good at that. I think that could be, obviously, it works for you, and it's very freeing, right? So that you're not, you're not stuck into it.
But there are certain parts, if I was more courageous, I would take on some parts that probably deserve a lot more research, study, practice. But I do really enjoy kind of not acting. I think we've talked about this before. Like I love watching actors that do act.
We enjoy you not acting too, as much as possible. Believe me.
We're all
I
rooting
do
for
like
you.
I like being the audience as opposed to being, the character.
Yeah.
Jason, do you take it personally when everybody keeps encouraging you to direct more?
Yeah, it's starting to wear
But
on
wait,
me,
but
I
Kieran,
love
what
it.
about on Succession though? Those big scenes where there's
I know.
lots of people, and
Fucking
there's so much
speeches and
dialogue,
shit.
and like,
Yeah.
I mean, you almost have to memorize everybody else's lines too, right?
Yeah, sort of, and I can do that fast. There was, I've done things like that. Like Sarah Snook and I had a really good rapport, so sometimes I would say, "Hey, can you just take my lines?" or vice versa. We even did a scene once where by the third take, I just jumped in and stole her line. And gave her a little side eye. And then she looked at me like, all right, game on. And then later on, she took mine,
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that.
That's pretty cool.
But we ran it we sort of did it like a play. There wasn't really a lot of rehearsing. We would go in there. We would always run the full scene like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. Cameras were always vaguely somewhere.
Right.
There was no such thing as like coverage, pickup shots,
Really?
key marks.
Wow.
I remember like a camera assistant, like he showed up. It was like a new guy. And we were kind of rehearsing. He put a mark down, and I stopped the rehearsal and looked at him and said, "First day?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like Arrested Development. You got multiple cameras, and they're just sort of tagging different stuff on each take. And by the time you run it 3 or 4 times, it's fully covered. Everything.
And that's why that show was so freaking alive. I'm on my 3rd viewing of that show. That show was great.
We were never, but it's true. We were never really aware of the cameras in that way. And talk about a sense of play. Truly, we had that same feeling, which was it was super fun, and you could kind of do anything.
It's so alive that's why, like, because you guys were connecting, and like you guys were very alive, and that's what people respond to. I think. When
And we
watching.
didn't learn. We also didn't learn our lines before. We would kind of do it. We'd have a sort of a camera blocking, as it were. It was pretty loose, and we would just kind of. Everybody would just kind of throw it out there, and right, JB. And how many times? Do you remember that time we would come back to shoot the first Netflix season, and the first day, Jason and I had a 12-page 2-man scene, which was just do you remember that? And then we were walking towards stage, and Mitch Hurwitz comes up to us and he goes, "Hey guys, so I kind of rewrote the thing," and we're like, So he gave us, and we were just going like this on the way to say, going, and then, okay, you're going to come in here. You come in the front door. All right, I'm going to go there. You're going to go there. And rolling in. Here we go.
Perfect.
And you just kind of fucking go.
That's so fun.
Yeah, your back's against the wall. You got to go.
And Kieran, are you excited to find another project that is similar to that? Is it now a way in which you love to work that you'd love to replicate on all future jobs, or do you want something like the polar opposite? Where it's very specific and measured, and what do you think?
That is a really good question, because I think like when I started working on Succession, I had to throw everything that I used to do out the window because I'd never done a TV show before. My thing was like be off book months before, learn everyone else's lines, and be extremely prepared. And then because it's the nature of a TV show where you don't know the next episode, and also our show, we were getting rewrites on the day, similar to what you just said, I had to abandon that and just go fly by the seat of my pants. But it lent itself to that character because he was the kind of guy who could sort of talk his way in and out of any situation. So he didn't really have to think before he spoke. So it was sort of like he was that guy. So I've been trying to mentally prepare for like, as it feels like going backwards, like, doing a job with coverage and so when we started doing A Real Pain, I sort of thought we were going to do that, which we did kind of on the first day or so. But the character in that movie is like the most spontaneous, sort of surprising person. It's the kind of thing where just when you think you sort of have him down, just to spite you, he's going to give you a different reaction than what you're expecting.
Which is a great counterbalance to Jesse's character, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. And he wrote it, he directed it. He like shot the whole thing. Before I got there, he like shot it on his phone, playing my character. And he would tell me things like, okay, so in this scene you sit over there. And I would go, how do you know? He's like, well, what do you mean? How do you know? And I was like, well, we haven't tried it. He goes, well, why can't you sit there? I said, well, maybe I could, but we haven't tried it. What do you mean? Why doesn't it work? I'm sure it works. And we talked about way in a freaking circle for a while.
I love you get to set the first day. He's like, hey, I got to cut of the movie right here. You were great. We're just doing pickups today.
So then how was it when like you would say like, well, yeah, maybe I don't sit there. Maybe I'd stand over here. That way he would just like throw out all of his coverage and just be like, oh, fuck.
He kind of abandoned it on like the second or third day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? You forced him to...
Well, because Yeah, well, we had to shoot this sequence that he had mapped out, but the whole idea of it was like, I want my picture taken in front of the statue, and then I start gathering the other people on this tour group to come with me, and he had planned it all out, and I was like, well, isn't sort of the point to just for me to get them into the idea, and we're all going to take a photo together? And he's like, yes, do you mind if we just try it once? And then he basically just told the cinematographer, like, never mind, fuck the shot list, pick up the camera.
That's
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
great.
that's great, though. How
is
cool is
cool.
that? Because then you guys ended up creating something together. It was much more collaborative. And I wonder if, and JB, you can kind of maybe address it a little bit, having directed so much now. Having that for Jesse, I don't know, we should ask him, having that sort of set, that shot list, everything the way he wants to see it, and he was so ready and so regimented. You come in, you kind of throw a wrench in that whole thing. And I bet you freed him up in a lot of ways.
Maybe. I think it freaked him out a lot, though.
I'm sure it freaked him
I think
out.
it scared the shit out of him, but yeah.
Yeah, because the clock is ticking. You got this call sheet you got to get done in 12 hours. And it's like, now I got a fucking pain in the ass actor that's throwing it all up
Yeah, but
into
we
a
ended up getting
blender.
our scenes a lot faster, actually. That's how I felt anyway. It was sort of like, well, let's just run the whole thing a couple of times instead of picking up
Of
these little
course.
pieces. And then, you get to shoot it how you want.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be right back.
And now back to the show.
Kieran, now you're going to take all of that way you're working, all that kind of stuff. How is this going to be different? You're now going to go, and you've worked, obviously, you've done theater before, but you're going back to Broadway. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the spring?
Ooh.
Yeah, I am. Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glenn Ross.
Oh, wow.
God damn it. Can I be in it?
Yes, but no. It's already cast.
With
What about you need an understudy?
Who was it
Sure, you
with?
can be my understudy. Bob Odenkirk's in it, Bill Burr, Michael McKean.
Oh,
Look at
great.
that.
That's
That's
guys.
great.
Look at that.
I know.
That's
What
going
a
to be
cast.
great.
What a fucking
I'm
cast.
terrified. I thought I was,
When do you open?
March-ish? I don't know. They don't even have a theater, but they keep telling me that
I think you'll be
it's all
fine.
Try the Tabasco. It's spicy. It's big.
It's a great theater, the Tabasco,
Jeez.
home of Goodbye Oscar, and it was a great.
Good night.
huge,
Good night. Good night, Oscar.
Good
Are
night
you
to
about to
too.
ask Sean? Are you about to ask me about funny theater
Yes,
stories?
but if you have
funny things that happen.
if you have any, please share them. I love it. But look, Kieran, you can't.
Let him
be
tell a theater story.
Oh,
No,
if you have
I
one.
wasn't actually prompting myself for a funny
okay.
bit. I just know that Sean
Please.
likes to ask
No,
that,
but-
or it's audition stories, or
Yes, jump in. I love those. Are my favorite stories. If you have one.
I got a really quick one, which is
Yes.
I did a play 10 years ago with Michael Cera.
Nice.
This is Our Youth, and I had food poisoning. And
It's already funny.
The moment the show started and the lights came up, I realized, I'm fucked. So I spent like an hour just trying not to vomit. And by the end of the first act, I had this whole speech, and I realized I can't open my mouth. I'm going to vomit. And I have this whole speech where I have to get the money. There's an amount and what I'm spending it on. And I stood up next to the door to leave the apartment. I'm wobbling, and I had the speech, and there's like a 5-6 second long pause that's not supposed to be there. And I hold my hand out, and I just went, money. And he put the money in my hand. I ran out, and the stage manager, I guess, had put a bucket right next to the door.
Oh, God.
And I started loudly vomiting in this bucket. They were trying to drag me away, but I couldn't. I was just holding onto this bucket for dear life, vomiting. I asked Michael afterwards, I said, could you guys hear me? He goes, are you fucking kidding me? He goes, it was the most surreal shared experience I've ever had with a group of people of listening to a grown man vomit in a bucket.
I'm just
That's
imagining
brilliant.
Michael's just
love
dry takes out to the house while everyone's hearing it, just like,
Right.
He said he grabbed a comic book and started trying to casually read a comic book as if this wasn't happening.
That's
until you made
hysterical.
your re-entrance?
No, the understudy came in Act 2.
No.
Oh, wow,
While
really?
I spent, I was vomiting upstairs for the next few hours, and they somehow dragged me home for hours more of vomiting.
That's the best theater story we've heard yet, Sean.
That's really
Yes,
good, Sean.
I think that's really great. I love that.
So wait, so this was in London then?
No, that one was in New York, but Wikipedia is correct. I did do that play in London like 8 years before that.
No.
Will, you're the one who had time to actually do the research.
I actually do know that you did This Is Our Youth also in London. I have a very close relationship with This Is Our Youth because the original cast, Missy Yeager was in the original
That's right.
cast, whom I lived with at the time. She was my girlfriend in the 90s.
I knew that. Yeah.
And I remember when they first did it, and she and Kenny first did it, and with Mark and Josh Hamilton. I saw it about 40 2 times.
Yeah, it's an amazing
It's a great play. It's such a brilliant play.
I can't let it go. Like I played it as the character Warren in London, and I felt like I never got it right. So I spent like years trying to do it again, and then realized I actually was right for the other part. I just had to spend years convincing Kenny Lonergan that I was right for that part, and then I got to do it like in Chicago, Sydney, New York.
way.
I can't seem to let it go. Yeah.
Oh, that I did not know.
Would it make a good movie?
I don't know. I've always tried to crack that one. I don't think I don't know.
What about that? What about directing a movie
Directing
or anything?
I don't know. I don't have that thing.
You don't have a directing thing.
I'm not that
I
ambitious.
doubt
or curious.
that's true. I doubt
don't
that's
know.
true.
Yeah.
You've been around film, and you've been making film since you were, as you said,
6.
Well, first of all, what was the
6.
first? Let's get into this. What was the first professional experience you had working in TV, film, et cetera?
Professional experience I had was a commercial when I was 6, and I actually don't quite know what it was for, but it was like for something to do with learning disabilities. And I remember that I was the concept was I'm standing in front of a chalkboard with chalk in my hand, and I don't know how to solve the easy thing in front of me, and the kids in the class are supposed to be calling me dummy and stupid, all that. And I have a distinct memory of being there and the director going, okay, he's like, action, and he starts going, dummy, idiot, stupid.
Oh my God.
And like even then I'm thinking
Traumatizing.
like, I get it. I'm 6. Like stand here and look sad. I'm not fucking method. I'm 6. Like what's wrong with you?
Right.
Oh my
Kid.
God.
I think you just.
But
getting
why do
stuff.
I have this image of you? I can't remember what I was watching where you were either you hosted or your brother hosted SNL, and you were,
Good. I thought you were going to say I have this image of you on my hard drive. Okay, keep going.
Well, that's that too. But wait, why were you on? What was I watching where they did a zoom in on you and you were like on stage on SNL or something?
I hosted SNL a couple of years ago, and it was 30 years.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was 30 years almost to the day. It was like a couple days shy of being 30 years from when my brother hosted.
Okay.
And I got to be in like 3 sketches. So they had I got to be there for the good nights and stuff like that.
That's really cool. That was so cool.
Was that surreal?
That really was. And it was one of those things I thought would never, ever happen, but there's very few like things like I said, I'm not very ambitious. I don't like have these big aspiring dreams, but like hosting SNL
right?
was like that one. That one and like voicing The Simpsons, which I still haven't done yet. Those are like the 2 things I've always wanted to do.
Here they come.
I remember one time. I remember when JB was asked to host the first time. This is a true story, and you probably don't remember this. And you were first. You got asked to do it. This was in. You did it in like January of 2005, I think.
It wasn't after like the first year or second year of it?
Second year, yes. It was January 2005. And I remember you going, dude, they just asked me, I'm going to host SNL. I go, that's fucking great. And you go, I mean, it's like a dream come true. And I was like, yeah, no shit. Obviously, it's a fucking. What do you think you're fucking? This was a dream coming true for me. Oh, is it?
No, but a lot of people. But there's a lot of people, and I won't mention their names here because maybe they're not excited about it. But that they will never host SNL because it's so frightening to them.
I've heard that.
It's like the thing they would least like to do. And they've turned it down a million times. There's tons of them.
Yeah, I guess.
I've heard
So
that
that's
one.
probably where I was coming from.
Okay, that's.
You want to know
defense.
my favorite good nights stories? Like because when you do the good nights at the end, all that's on the cue card is like the musical guest and anybody else that showed up.
Yeah.
And like while you're like 5 seconds of TV, Lauren goes, "Okay, enjoy." And I go, "What do I say?" He goes, "Anything you want," and walks away. And all I'm doing is looking at the cue cards, and then but I said the normal good nights. But my favorite I've ever seen was Liam Neeson hosted, like in early 2000s, and the camera cuts to him, and he just goes, "Modest Mouse," and then it's just quiet, and then they just start playing the music. It's so good.
It's just reading the cards, not doing
He
that
literally
anymore.
just read the cue card. Modest Mouse.
I started
hugging.
But Kieran, you can't be you and not be super smart. Like you seem hyper intelligent because while you talk fast, like I usually do, not today on morphine, but you talk, but you it seems like you're firing on all cylinders.
Did they
Your
say that
brain
you
thinks-
had to smoke the morphine? I don't get it. So they gave you the option. You were like, no, I want to.
I still have a what is it called? A drip
Track
going.
marks.
But you seem really like you talk fast, which means you think fast, which means you can probably when Will was talking to you or Jason was talking about directing, it seems like people who fire in all cylinders all the time can do stuff like that. So if you don't want to do that, what do you do to
occupy all that extra bandwidth?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Drive my wife crazy. I don't even have hobbies.
Crosswords?
I don't not even. I do Wordle Quirtle bullshit. I know you guys do.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that I know stuff about you because I listen to your show too much?
Will, pull him in. There's that empty seat. Have you guys ever filled my seat?
Yeah, no, we have
Better way to say that.
Yeah.
We still play every morning. Yeah, I'm still
Wordle, Quirtle, and Octurtle. Do you do the Octurtle?
Octurtle I haven't done in a while. Yeah. I also like
In a
sequence.
while.
It's kind of my favorite. In a while. What a dipshit. Yeah, you just said I'm smart and I speak fast. Not correctly.
But Quirtle was
quickly.
really, I will say today was really tough, and it was a bust. We had 3 busts on Quirtle today, which was a big, it was sending shockwaves through our Octurtle, Quirtle, Wordle, what we call Nerdle.
Now,
chain.
Kieran, I find
There's
it hard
Nerdle
to
too.
believe.
Nerdle does exist. It's a math one.
You're really saying you do not have a hobby? I don't buy it. What? Tell me. Just
Well,
tell
do you
me
live
what
in New
your
York
day
full
is.
time? Are you a New York guy?
I live in New York full time, but also I'm amazed that people do things in a day. I just don't. I don't get it.
But so you
how do
wake
find
up-
time to exactly.
You get the kid off to school. How many kids do you have?
That's just it.
That's it. That's the whole. I just woke
You wake
up and
up-
then suddenly
exactly.
I'm already getting ready for bed. How did that happen? What did I do?
How many kids do you have?
I got 2, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. So that's my hobby, I guess. Is that's anytime I'm not this is really lovely and I really want to be here, but I feel like any time I'm doing something, I'm just trying to get home to be with the kids.
Right. That's
exactly.
great. I
And
love
then,
that.
are you like me? Do you put on the PJs as soon as you're home if you know you're not leaving again the rest of the day, even if it's 1:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
my walking around, it's a pair of shorts and a big T-shirt, but yeah,
Right.
it's the same idea. Yeah.
And then is it television? Is it a book? What are you? You're not just sitting on a couch staring at the wall.
God, I haven't read a book since I had a kid, so
Amen.
that would be 5 years ago.
say
I mean,
amen.
I forgot you're not a reader because the words just keep coming at you, right, Jason?
Yeah, TV.
Yeah, it's just too much.
We're watching TV.
The words just keep coming at
They
you.
really do. It's relentless. Almost no time for TV or movies unless I can put it in a schedule. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when you're done with us today, what you log off and then what? What happens?
I have a little Zoom meeting right after you, and then I have
Yeah.
to go do some. I'm still doing press for the movie, so then about an hour after that Zoom, I go do a press. I actually don't know what the thing is I'm going to. I stopped looking at the itinerary.
Smarter.
They tell me to get in the car at 11:30. I get in at 12:15 and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I literally. This happened a couple weeks ago. I got in the back of a car about 45 minutes late, and the guy said Delta Airlines, and I went, I don't know. And he said, he goes JFK, and I said, beats me, man. I really don't fucking know. You probably know.
Call my
And then we
publicist.
I wasn't even sure if I was going to the airport, except for that I had a bag that was already packed. I got to the airport, I put my passport in the machine, and as I put it in, I realized I don't know where I'm going today.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a good thing, too, because it was a long flight. I was going to Warsaw. I'm glad I brought my passport.
Why were we going to Warsaw?
Warsaw.
The
Reshoots.
movie was shot in
Oh,
Poland.
this movie. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
this movie. It was shot there. Had
How did you like Warsaw?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I hardly saw it. We were shooting 6-day weeks.
More like no saw.
Hey,
All right. Yeah, that was good.
good for you, Will.
I like it.
It's Poland. I hear is a very, very beautiful country.
Oh, you've been hearing that?
I have been hearing that. I have not yet visited yet. Yeah, but hearing it.
Where,
a
like
lot.
It's
on the
nice.
grapevine? Or?
Yeah, on my text threads.
Really nice parks. And my wife's from London, and she always brags about how the parks in London are the best in the world.
Yeah.
But the best parks she's ever seen were in Warsaw.
Really?
That's something. Yeah.
So she went
Really
with you. The kids went with you.
At the beginning, they were there for the first 11 to 12 days, and then once they left, I was popping.
And
around.
how long were you alone without them?
25 days. That was
long.
Oh, wow.
no, that was murderous. Yes.
25 shooting days. That's 5 weeks.
25 full days.
25 full days. All right.
And actually, I tried to actually back out of the movie once I saw that was the schedule. Jesse didn't know about that.
Wow.
Because I had recently, I don't know if you guys have these rules. I just did, when I was doing Succession, I had to do 8 days away, and I was like, that was tough but manageable. And then I had to do 11 and went, I can't
Crazy.
do that.
Yeah.
Eight is that's my new rule.
Wait, you live in New York. The show is
Yeah.
shot in New York. Why would
That's
you have
not,
to,
Jason,
why-
that's the opposite of your rule, right? Which is it's minimum 6 months away. or you're out.
Well, they're just so noisy, these kids. What about, where did you have to go for Succession that took you out for 8 and 11 days away
There
from New York?
was a lot of places, there's usually once per season, watch the show, that we ended up somewhere else. Italy, Norway.
Sean's never seen
Really?
Arrested Development, and we've been doing this podcast, and we've been friends for 20 years.
Still?
Yeah.
Still I haven't.
Jeez.
I always
I've
say
watched
I've
it 3
seen.
times. I haven't seen Ozark. It's okay.
I always say I've seen it as much as they've watched Will and Grace.
I've seen a lot of Will and Grace, and I was fucking on Will and
on it.
Grace.
you were he was
Yeah.
on Will and Grace.
Yeah.
I
So once
know.
you when you're sitting there passing your stone and nothing else that you can't do fuck all, watch a couple episodes. So you guys shot in incredible locations for Succession. That I do know.
did.
You guys shot like in
Croatia, Tuscany,
yeah.
Norway. We were all over the map.
Lucky
I know. How good is
bastard.
that?
But it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that like nice. I remember like at the end of season 2, my wife was like heavily pregnant. It was August. She's back in New York, and she was basically complaining about how hot it was, and she was alone and all this stuff. And she's like, "And you're on a yacht in Croatia." I'm like, "I'm not on a yacht. I'm on a fucking set." It's not like I'm going swimming between takes and all that. It's like that's the thing when we travel to all these places. Unless you can specifically get some time off after, you're not really seeing the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Wait, Kieran. So you've always been in New York, right? I want to get back to this because I saw a video, something of you recently. Not even in anticipation of doing this. I just saw it out in the world of you revisiting your childhood apartment.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was on CBS Sunday Morning, which is a great show. You
Yeah.
did, right. That was a great.
Yeah.
And
it was.
it was really cool, and I loved you going in and then seeing your former neighbor and
That was not planned at all. We were just
Yeah.
like, they were setting up a camera outside, and he was like, "Oh,
You
hi,
were
Kieran." I
awesome
looked up, I was
on
like,
that interview.
"Alice? Oh, thanks."
Yeah,
So
you really were.
talk a little bit about like growing up in New York and auditioning for stuff and what that was like, and now
Yeah.
as I mentioned in the lead in that Jason, we often talk about people about being able to have that longevity and be able to kind of take what you be a child actor and have that translate into becoming an adult actor as well is really rare.
Yeah, petrifying.
Yeah. I feel like other than what I mentioned earlier about like learning lines fast and knowing like that stuff, I feel like everything I did as a kid, like I don't think I apply any of the acting stuff I used to do as a kid to what I do now. So I think it's the and because I sometimes I see that in former kid actors. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where there's sort of like bad habits you can sort of pick up along the way that you have to be mindful to.
Right, you mentioned like in Igby, the director was like, "I'm seeing the kid tricks. Just fucking knock it off and be better." Basically,
Stop showing me what you're doing. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop trying to show me what the character's doing, or stop showing me what's happening in the scene. Like, that's my job.
Force us to lean in and read your mind, right?
So you shifted what you did. Like Jason, I'm sure a lot of stuff that you used to do, like on Growing Pains, is now different.
No, that's Kirk Cameron. Will. Sorry. Can I talk to you for a second? Yes.
Kirk Cameron.
This whole time?
The whole time I've never been. Yeah. But now, Karen, did you have the same level of panic and horror?
Yes.
When you start thinking about, my God, am I going to be able to transition my ability to make $1 into adulthood, or should I go to college? Should I get something where I have a diploma and I have a reasonable expectation of sort of a base salary and some consistency and predictability in my life?
God, I don't really think all that often. So all I know is like I suddenly found myself at like 20. And I remember my manager, who I'm still with, I've been with her for 30 years, she like used the word career, and I kind of panicked because I've been doing it since 6. But it's like a 6-year-old shouldn't really pick their occupation for the rest of their life. That's not really, they're not really qualified to do that,
Right.
So I think I kind of panicked and was like, okay, well, I don't know if this is what I want to do. So I think I spent many years trying to figure out what I want to do.
But at that point,
doing
you're
this
20.
In the meantime. Yeah.
At that point, you're 20, so you could still kind of start college. You'd be a 20-year-old freshman, which is not cute, but
Sure,
you
I'm
still
also
could have
like
done
you,
it.
I'm a high school dropout as well. I don't really,
Yeah.
Well, but like Jason, you asked. Remember, we asked this recently to Carrie Russell, and she was like, "No, I had no thought about making the leap from being a child actor to like she didn't worry about it at all.
Yeah.
You did. You were cognizant of it.
I did, but I still didn't do anything to mitigate the risk. In other words, I wasn't taking like night classes in real estate, Like it was just, I mean, it's really fucking stupid what I did and what you did, Karen, what Carrie did. Like, we're still at this, I'm 55.
gamblers.
I'm still running sort of Wild. Great show, by the way.
That was
like,
me and Carrie Russell.
If this doesn't work out in the next, 6 months, things could go completely dry at any point in any of our careers, and we don't have a diploma or a degree in something that says, no, I'm knocking on the door. I should give me a job.
But isn't that the thing that drives you? Is that fear? It's like,
this anxiety that's behind all the time.
I know.
Like, I know.
I think a really good antidote to that also for me has been rich parents.
Yeah, you
nice.
fucker.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're not.
That must be really nice. Yeah.
I'm being flippant.
It's true.
It's not true. It's not true.
I remember my grandma, like about 20 years ago, she was in North Dakota. She asked me, she goes, "You still acting?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "When was your last job?" And I said, "Oh, God, like a little over a year ago." And she goes, "You should get into meat. People always need meat."
Really? Yeah. Your grandma said
not
that?
terrible. Not
get into
terrible.
meat.
Not terrible advice.
People will always eat it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And now back to the show.
Forgive me, is it just you and Macaulay that were actors, or were there other people in your family?
My brother Rory, actually at some point we were
Rory,
all
that's
sort of
right.
like given the opportunity to act, and some of them just didn't take to it, some did.
And then
Out of all 7 of us.
And then parents and
7 kids.
7 kids.
7 kids,
In
yeah.
that small little apartment.
Sorry, where do you fall in that?
Right in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't really have that middle child thing. Because I was like the favorite.
Yep, there you go.
I don't really believe in birth order as much as other people do.
Yeah.
You're one of 4, right, Willie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was the baby, like my whole thing. I was the baby for almost 10 years, and then my brother was born. So, I have 2 older sisters, and I don't know. I just don't buy into it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
think,
you make of it what you will, like any
exactly.
whatever
I think,
the order is.
We're all
Again,
capable of anything.
real quick, their names?
Callum,
No.
Jack Watt, and
No.
Jack
You-
Watt.
We'll let you come back on that.
okay.
Yeah.
I do love them. I think.
Look it up.
Sean, you have a question for our guest?
No, I was just saying. So, but then, as far as the lineage of the lineage of the Culkin
Love it if
family,
Sean just threw up right now. All of you like,
I know, me
and the
too.
kidney stone comes out my throat instead of my penis.
guys, I passed it.
No, but parents and grandparents and did this acting bug start with you, the kids of the Culkin?
It's like I think my father and his siblings did it as kids. That's
okay.
sort of my understanding. Because actually, I only know that because a few years ago we went through an old storage unit and I found this like pamphlet of I guess what his parents were trying to like. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like, hey, we have a son that's an actor, and we have this other son that's a magician.
Oh, wow.
And it was like sort of like we have these performing arts kids.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing the stuff you find out about your parents way later? Like, I grew up without knowing anything about my mom or obviously my dad.
Yeah.
But my
no
mom,
idea your dad was such a great driver.
I know. Do you know the make of the car? At least.
Yeah, it was an
Dad
MG.
didn't own you didn't know that your dad didn't own a map, I guess?
Still
Or he had a bad
circling.
memory.
Wait, do you guys remember that car, the MG? The MG,
Oh,
the
yeah.
sports
Sure,
car?
yeah.
My dad owned that.
No kidding.
He
Built a car built for one.
Built for barely 2 people. And he had 5 kids. That's the first sign, man.
Yes, I know. Isn't that,
You should have punctured the tires.
I know. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Like, that's such a red flag.
Oh God!
Also,
The joke never gets old.
You know what the other red flag was when he said, "I'm fucking out of here."
Oh man!
so fucking
This
funny.
is so weird for me because it feels like you're just meeting me, but I feel like I'm hanging out with my old friends that are just fucking with each other.
You are. We
My
are.
My wife used to tell me for months, she was listening to the show before I listened to it. This happened on more than one occasion. She'd be like, "Oh, my friend said blah 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 the other day. We were having this chat," and I said, "Which friend was it?" And she'd then go, "Oh fuck, that was
No.
SmartLess." It happened all the time. That was like, who is that? Was that
Compliment.
Sean? Was that Will? No, I know.
That's
She
so
actually
sweet.
like a couple months ago we were at this because her favorite episode is the one you guys did with Matthew Reese. And,
Oh, yeah. What a good guy.
She
That's
loved
great.
it. She listened to it more than once, and so we're at this party, and she goes, "Oh, Matthew's here. Let's go say hi." And she started dragging me over, and I was like, "Matthew who?" And then right before we got to him, she stopped me and started pushing me away. She goes, "Never mind. We haven't met him. We're not friends. Oh my god, that's SmartLess." And so
I love
That's
her.
hysterical.
I love her
That's
already.
sweet.
What is
That's
her
very
name?
Sweet.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Hey, Jazz.
J-A-Z-Z, and it's not short for anything. Actually, right when I met her, that was one of the first things I said. It's not. It's dumb. When I first met her, I shook her hand and I said, "What's your name?" She went, "Jazz." I said, "J-A-Z-Z," like the music. She went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's fucking stupid." And it just came out of me, and right away I was like, I blew it. But instead, she laughed, so it worked out all right.
Where were you when you guys met? What? Tell us the story. Is it a meet cute?
At a bar. But that was it. I mean, what I love about the story is it's fast. That was pretty much it. The only other thing was when I walked into a bar, I was with a friend.
Is that your ride?
I saw her. Yeah, that's.
You have to go?
This is New York City. Yeah. This is
You're like, I don't know where the car's taking me, but
It's my dealer.
That's my dealer.
Yeah.
I walked in a bar. I saw her, and I yelled, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And I
What city? What
said,
city? New York City?
New York.
Yeah.
New York. And I was with this dude, and I said, like, "Hey, we need to go stand near this girl," which I'm realizing now sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah,
And
very.
so we stood near her.
That's what we had to do before these dating apps. You just had to kind of circle.
Yeah, you show up.
Fucking
Yeah.
easy now, right?
Yeah.
This was 13 years ago. She was sitting at a table with some dude, and the moment he got up to leave to go to the bathroom, I just jumped in there and stole his seat.
No way.
And I literally, like, all I did is I sat down and said, "Sorry, I just stole your friend's seat." And she went, "That's okay." I said, "Was that your boyfriend?" She said, "No." I said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" She went, "No." I said, "Then I'm Kieran."
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
Never been that
Aggressive.
forward in my life. I
And then she
know.
said, "I'm Jazz," and you said, "That's fucking stupid."
And I said, "That's fucking stupid." And
then
we
what
have
are
a
you
couple
drinking?
kids.
You guys have been making music ever since.
What part of town were you in? Do you remember?
It was what the hell was the name of the place? It was on 7th and A. It was called Cabin Down Below.
Oh, nice.
Do you know that one?
I don't know if I know Cabin Down Below.
7th and A. That is Lower East Side. I want to say
Lower East Side. It was
Oh,
one of
East
those
Village.
places where I kept getting like turned away because they kept every time I tried to go there, they were like, "It's a private party," because I wasn't dressed cool or I wasn't famous. But they knew my wife. Like there was one time I went there and I was with a couple of like, I'm not meaning to name drop. I was there with a couple like famous-y people.
Right.
Sure.
And I walked up first and they were like, "Sorry, private party." And I looked back at one of my friends. I'll just tell you who it was. It was Scarlett Johansson. She's like, "I got this." And she walked up. She goes, "Hi, they're with me." And he looked at her and said, "It's a private party." And then he looked up and went, "Jazz?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, are they with you?" And she went, "Yeah,
Nice.
come on in."
Jazz
that's
for
She's
the
one of those
win.
fucking people. She's
That's
like,
one of those
Yeah.
New York fucking
Jazzy
things, too.
jazz.
she's
Yeah,
just
I
one of those
love
people,
that.
man. She makes friends everywhere.
Now, since you guys since acting is generational, what about the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old? What are you thinking?
I'm not against that.
You're going to support it?
Yeah, I mean, I had a really nice experience with it growing up.
me too.
You did, yeah. It was nice.
However, it is that thing. Getting back to that other point, it's like, are you going to at some point? I would imagine you would say, now, do you want to kind of help your odds a little bit by going to college at the same time? Maybe.
I would probably encourage an education. I never got one, but
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I would probably encourage that. But
Right,
I don't really know. And
Yeah.
I've also heard of people, this is something I kind of wish, it hasn't come to bite me in the ass really, but I remember doing like a lot of press as a kid. And I feel like I would maybe try to protect them from doing that a bit. Because sometimes I'll get quoted on something stupid I said. I'm like, I was 13. That's not what they actually think. Like, I don't,
What
Sean,
about
remember that time you paid that guy to bite you in the ass? Sorry, it just reminded me of that story.
Surprisingly cheap too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he lowered his rates for me. That's really funny.
There's also the part about like training yourself to believably be someone else at a time when you're trying to figure out who you are. Like starting to act when you're a little kid. Did that ever screw you up at all?
No, I think other things probably screwed me up. I don't know if that was it.
Yeah.
What fucked you guys up?
Oh
You
my
feeling
God.
pretty balanced now? Have you
no.
self-analysis or professional
Self-analysis.
analysis? I'm a big fan.
Therapy.
No therapy. I prefer to go undiagnosed.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
just-
therapy.
Yeah,
Just
me too.
I should. I know if you guys sound like
Long
my wife,
walks
I need
work
to-
too.
Yeah.
Sean, you
We're
go
all
to
a work in
therapy?
progress.
I go to therapy every week.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
you
it.
do. Yeah.
It's like instead of dumping it all on Scotty, I just pay somebody to listen.
Again,
Again,
you pay
I
somebody
think
to dump it all.
Sean- Damn it.
Confusing.
Beat me to it.
Oh my God!
All right, Kieran, what about, are we a sports fan, television show fan? You've said no.
No, he don't watch TV.
What
No.
No hobbies.
what-
I don't do anything.
Zero.
Wait, it's so like it's so, yeah. I don't understand it.
I don't know. I just don't have time. I don't even get to the gym.
So do you meet people for coffee? Do you like?
No, I don't really even have friends anymore.
What will you click and you just hang up?
Kinda.
What will you do after this, Kieran? After you're done with this little?
He's got to Zoom, and then he's got to go do more press.
I got like a press thing, and I got the thing.
Okay.
And, I like
All
doing this. Hey, this is kind of a new one. I think I need therapy because I like flower arrangements now.
Do you really?
Okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
I do. I like
That's
doing
great.
that. That gives me some calm.
What about a garden on the roof of your apartment?
That's such a nightmare. It's New York. That's not going to be nice. No matter.
There's
how you
public
frame it.
gardens. You can rent a public square garden in a public.
Bit of a bummer too. I find.
I'll do crafts with you till we fucking
Careful, Kieran.
all the time.
Until what?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know, but we could get macaroni and glue and make stuff on a paper plate.
I can do that with my children, but yeah, please come on over.
Yeah.
Don't have him
you can
over
join
the
us.
house.
We got all that stuff.
He's turned into a morphine addict. He's
No.
going to steal your silverware. It's not.
I'll never leave him alone with the kids, but yeah, he can come over supervised.
Now, when do you start rehearsals on the play?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, February or something like that. That terrifies
Can
me
we
because
can we get a commitment? Can the three of us come to the opening night of your play?
yeah,
Of course we
you're
can.
invited.
It's
of course
the
you can.
public
You
is
got your own,
invited,
like,
you stupid ass.
yeah,
No,
but
I'm
also you got
asking
your
him
own
to-
publicist. You need me to like give up
Yeah, he's
one of
not
my
gonna get
5
you
tickets
house
to you
seats.
three.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could. Yeah, fine. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
exactly. No, leave him alone,
I'm
Will.
sure you have connections yourself, but fine. You three are my guests.
We want to come.
No plus ones though.
Exactly. Now, is Jazz in the business as well?
No, not at all. No.
But she understands enough about what you do to.
It's taken a while. She used
Empathize?
to.
No.
She used to think that she goes, I don't understand why actors get awards and things. She literally thought that directors puppeteered the actor, told him where to sit and the cadence on how to speak. So that's literally what her point of view was on it. She had never been on a set or anything around it.
Right.
But she's come to understand.
Where'd she
it a
grow
bit
up? Chechnya? Like, what's going on?
now. London, but yeah.
Okay.
Closer than
Oh,
here.
I do like
Close.
London.
You guys spend a lot of time over there as a result?
We
of
do.
Yeah.
I love it out there. That we always.
I do too.
I
Consider
noticed
living out there.
the throw
Yeah, that's
pillow
what
behind
that
you.
is, and
Yeah.
that's what we do here.
Look at Sean. Look at Sean's right eye. Is at half,
Oh my God! Is it open?
No. The whole show, it's just been half open. The left one's fully open. The right one is really tired.
Like that.
Sean was just this morning. Sean spent 45. He spent 45 minutes bent at the waist outside his front door this morning. And that
It's so
over.
true. It's so true. I was at the ER at Cedars, and it was a 7-hour wait.
What?
What is wrong with you? Why didn't you cancel?
Because there's no other option.
Was Scotty with you?
Yeah.
So you didn't take the driverless cab this time?
I told him, I'm like, fuck off. I'll just take the thing.
That's
What's
sweet.
it called again?
That's sweet.
Waymo.
Waymo. And you did have a good experience, right?
Yeah, I love the Waymo. Yeah.
Do they have that yet in New York? Kieran?
Wait, I've never
It's the
heard of it.
driverless. It's the driverless.
Oh, that scares the shit out of me. No, I haven't seen any here. No.
How do you get around New York? Are you a bike rider?
Oh God, no! I don't do that either. See, that would fall under hobby probably, or at least
It could.
exercise, and I don't do
It
that.
could.
Yeah, no.
Are you a Subway guy?
Subway, yeah. That's the best
Are
way
you?
to get my kids to school and all
And if
that
it's
stuff,
ready,
yeah.
you take a cab.
Yeah. No, not today. It's rainy today.
Is
How
it
do
ready
you?
to-
You know what I've never figured out about the subway is once you come up out of the stairs after you've reached your destination, I can't figure out whether I'm looking north, south, east, or west because I can't
Oh my
find the
God!
sun.
Because you're
Yeah.
used to getting in the back seat and your driver just taking you places. Like,
Yeah. Sir, can you change your radio station?
a whole host. I actually requested nobody talk to me on this ride. You know how you know a lot of the times, JB, is because on the avenues, certainly on the avenues, you know which direction they go, whether they go uptown or downtown, so you can
Yeah,
kind of
you
get a
can
sense
you
of
can look
that.
at the numbers. I think if you can
Yeah.
count, you can sort of figure it
Yeah,
out.
but that necessitates walking a block to see if the numbers are going up or down. That's my problem.
gasp! Yes,
Yeah.
You might walk one block out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, but like I
That's
shouldn't
your
have to
concern?
walk a block to figure out which way I'm going. You know.
Well, you also have like smarty phones
You,
now.
do you want to go to a council meeting in New York? Maybe you can
Yeah.
be heard. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. What would you suggest? There's somebody at the exit of every station telling you where to go.
In England, they take the time to paint on the road there, look left, like maybe New York can say, you are facing north on the
Yeah,
ground.
but it doesn't
you know?
say which direction you're facing.
No,
it
but
doesn't
I'm
say
saying
north or south. It says
Case
left, 'cause-
dismissed.
Yeah. That's so you don't get hit by a car.
I'm saying, no, I understand, but I'm saying there are efforts that the infrastructure folks can go to, to help out the people on the road.
This is real stuff.
Sean, remember last week you were having dinner at Richard and Jenny's and you came outside and I was bent over at the waist. This is true. And I looked at him and I go, yeah, Harlan. Do you remember that?
God, that was... It's one of the hardest
It
times
just
I've ever laughed
reminded
in
me.
my...
Wait, what?
Being hunched over at the waist.
Richard Ehrlich?
Yeah. The
we
world's
were-
best realtor. If you're looking for a house in Los Angeles area, contact Richard Ehrlich.
That's a true
Okay.
story.
That is
Okay.
true. And we walk out to our cars. The night's over, and we're walking out to his driveway. And Will goes acting like he's completely bombed out of his mind. He goes, "Hey, man, can I ask you something?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, Do you know where I can get some heroin? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for heroin. I'm asking for a friend. I don't want anything to do with it.
By the way, let's not make light of people who are struggling with it.
No, of course not. It was just a
obviously,
funny
we're
fun.
not. We're not.
It was a
We're
fun
just having fun because Sean happens to be hooked on morphine. Right now. Hooked on. I don't mean hooked, addicted to.
Karen,
Anyway,
Kieran-
Karen, this is it.
We could just talk to you all day knowing that you have
Oh,
nothing else to
man.
do.
no, he's going to do
I
this
got
all over
nothing.
again.
Yeah.
He's got to do it all over again, right?
Is there anything you want to ask Sean? Is there anything, because you've listened to a few episodes, is there anything you need to know from Sean? Go ahead. He's
Ask him why he hates his colon so much.
Yeah, why are you always in the hospital? What is wrong?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because Well, I'm not. Just my heart thing is the big thing, but it's all being taken care of.
Well, you know why, Kieran? If you went to Sean and Scotty's house every day, every meal, it's like a 12-year-old's birthday party.
This is true.
Okay.
I know.
It's true. It's true.
Napkins on
I
laps.
kind of eat the same. I'm kind of the same when it
Are
comes
you?
to the food thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the
Yeah.
food?
I do, and it's the shitty stuff. Like my wife the other day reached in and grabbed some Cheetos that I was eating, was about to, and then she let go and said, "What am I doing? Wait, what are you doing? Where did these come from?" And I said,
Yeah.
"They were in the house." She goes, "How? Stop putting this in our house."
Right.
Yeah.
How old a man are you?
42,
Yeah.
and I can't be eating like that.
So
gotta-
do you guys take turns going to the market and doing the shopping?
Yeah, and then I do that thing where I shop hungry, and then I'm buying I
Yeah.
find that they
Yes.
have like that
Yes.
chicken in a biscuit. You know those like box
Yes,
of crackers, chicken.
2 bits.
I love those.
Yeah.
I buy them
Yeah.
by the case.
I love just
And-
pushing the cart row by row by
Yes.
row. No list at all. I'm just going to go down each row, however long it
Isn't that
takes, and
nice?
look at everything and see what I
But
want.
you don't put anything in the cart, right? Because you
Oh
just
no,
eat salads.
I
right?
fill it.
JB, I
fill it.
love hearing you describe sort of normal, everyday necessities for people as a novel idea. You know what I mean? It's like a fun.
Hashtag relatable.
You know what I like to do? I
what's
like
fun?
to walk into an office and like peek into all the places.
I like to pretend I have a job. Where's my coffee? Work.
Amazing. Kieran Culkin, what a delight you are.
You are
Oh
an
man,
absolute
you guys
delight.
are fun.
You're a good man.
You'd be a good dinner hang. Maybe we'll hit you up for dinner in New York.
Come
Yes,
come
please.
see the show. And then
Yeah, I
let's
wanna see the
all-
show. I really wanna see the
Let's
show.
all hang out and do the thing.
Yeah.
You guys never do repeat guests on your show either, right? Because
We have done it on live when we did the tour. We did some repeats and had some friends.
I remember
drop
that.
in.
I watched that doc. It was great.
Yeah.
That's when I learned from you, Jason, and I think about it every time I'm about to shake a salad. You said, "Don't shake it." Do you remember that? You put whenever you put the dressing in a salad, you went, "Don't shake it."
Don't shake
I think of it every time now, and I go, "Oh wait, I'm not supposed to shake it." And I go, "Wait, why? What's
Let
wrong
it
with you?"
cascade.
Yeah,
Why?
No, shake
No,
it.
you gotta-
shake
you
the
gotta
thing. What's
shake
wrong
it
with
to get it even,
You gotta,
like, even when
yeah.
it's
I'm a
distributed,
pretty
yeah.
vigorous shaker now.
Let
Oh, you are.
measured
Oh, you're a
it.
shaker.
Cascade.
Let it cascade.
What a t-shirt.
Let that dressing. Let it see merch. This is what you guys need. More quotes
I
like
know.
that. Let
Yeah.
it cascade.
Right.
That's a sweater right there.
And the Tracy one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and the Tracy one, which
Talk
she
to me
wears.
like I'm Tracy.
I
Kieran
We're coming to
Culkin,
see
you are a guy who you deserve all the success that you're having now, especially considering how hard you worked and how talented you are. Such a
guys.
massive fan. Dude,
Yeah.
Honestly, what a thrill to have you.
Yeah, keep
This
going.
was a dream come true.
Yes.
I mean it. Thanks, guys.
KC,
Back at you.
KC.
Big,
All
big
right.
fan.
See you in a few months. Go get him.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Kieran.
Karen.
Kieran.
Thanks, pal. And he's slamming it.
They told me to not slam it, but I'm slamming it.
Who says not?
No, don't slam
They
it.
said don't slam it.
Because you've got a
Are you
redundant,
doing,
redundant
a
record.
record at home?
He is
Redundant
indeed.
record?
I am. That's why
Okay.
I got to do a thing. Wait, do I do a thing now and then I
Do
slam
your
it?
thing and then you
This
can
is
slam.
a great goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. What do I do? What do I do with the thing? I don't know what I'm...
So if you bring your mouse to the bottom, do you see that little sound icon?
No. Yes. No. Yes.
Click on that.
Yes. And then I hit stop.
Hit stop and then hit save.
You guys gotta use this as part of the goodbye. Okay. I press stop and then no, I just press stop. I don't see anything that says save. We're fucked.
At the top left, file and save.
Save.
So embarrassed.
Savesies.
So embarrassing.
Oh my God, this
is all
is
in
such
the
a
show.
great goodbye.
all in
Yeah,
the show.
use it. I'm done. Do I
We're done,
fucking
yeah.
slam it now?
That's it.
Slam it.
Slam it.
Love you,
Slam it.
bye.
Love you, bye.
Now, there's a nice young fella, Will.
There is a nice young fellow. You're right. What a great guest.
That was a good guest.
I've been
That was a good guest.
Good guest. I've been excited to have him. And like I said, we had a sort of, we had to reschedule, and that was, a whole thing. But I was like, oh God, we were so close to getting him. So glad we had him on. He's so
I've
Yeah,
always
that's-
wanted
it
to
was
meet
worth
him because
the wait.
the interviews
Yes.
I've seen him do, I used to like, God, that's a great guy. I wonder if they just got him on a good day.
Right,
You know,
right.
I hope he's
Yeah.
really like that. And he really is. What a
He
nice
is.
guy.
He really is like that.
I want to work with him. I want to hang with him.
Hey, Sean. Now, as you scan the buys,
I wanted to talk to him about
I
his
saw
little,
his eyes scan.
Well, I'm about to watch Home Alone again because we watch it every year, and he's
Yeah.
got a little
He's in
part
it.
in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
He's
that.
in it. Yeah. I bet she's still getting residuals on that.
Probably.
They're not thick ones anymore, but
No.
fun to see all that.
Actually, you know what film he was in? He was in
Here
the
we come.
first one,
Willie's gonna
and
steal
also
your
the
vibe.
second one.
Yeah.
Which was what?
Father of the Bride.
pretty good.
That was pretty good.
SmartLess.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Rob Armjarv, Bennett Barbaco, and Michael Granteri.
SmartLess.